YouTube? What's good? We're back in this thing. Today we're going to be going over the Ola Runt Murda Gang music video, just the effect where they kind of like rip the font off the shirt. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to call it yet, so that's what we're going to go with for right now. I'm going to try to make this one quick and not talk as much in the intro. If you're new here, what we're doing is a thing called tutorial miss. This is where I upload 31 videos in the 31 days of December. So today's the 28th, so I've uploaded 27 videos, and this being the 28th, so there's going to be a playlist down below that you can go ahead and watch if this is your first one, or if you just haven't watched them already. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe if you're not already. But yeah, guys, let's get into the video. Oh, follow my Twitch also. But yeah, let's get into the video. All right, before we do the effect, shout out to everyone that worked on this project. It's a pretty stacked lineup. I'm pretty sure I'm following just about everyone and have been for a while. A few of them are going by their real name here, so I'm not exactly sure, but I'm always positive I know everyone on this project. The effects on here are real crazy, so if you guys got other effects that you want to see broken down from this project, the sound design on it's crazy. I've been following this guy for a while, so definitely go and give this whole project a listen and a view. So here's an example of the effect done in the music video. It just has like the AC/DC of his shirt being ripped off. And I just did something real quick, and I just did the kind of the opposite and had it come in. Obviously a lot less movement in the shot, so it's not going to look as crazy, but we can get something similar. I'll do the opposite way, the way they did in the music video for the effect, so you guys can see. So basically what I did is I found the frame where the clip starts, and then I just went ahead and Control D'd the layer, so made two of it, and then split it where I want it to start, and then maybe where I want the effect to stop. And then what I'm going to do is, there's a lot of ways to do this. You can roto brush it, you can track mask everything. So what I'm going to do is use the pen tool here and make sure you're selected on the layer, and then just go ahead and I'm just going to go and outline. You can do multiple different masks if you want. I think I'm just going to keep it into one because it's going to be peeling off pretty fast, so it's not going to be too noticeable if the mask is a little sloppy. And then when I'm going back this way, I'm just going to, this is why you could use two, but I'm just going to say screw it, drag it real close. I don't think it'll be noticeable. And then I'm just going to go to time and then freeze frame. So what that's going to do is just have it be frozen the whole time. I'm going to turn this off real quick, click on the bottom layer, and then find tracker over here on the right hand side, click track motion, and then I'm just going to find, we got to go to the first frame, and I'm going to find something that's pretty noticeable. I thought these rhinestones in the C of the AC/DC pretty noticeable, that top one. So I'm just going to have it play until it breaks. And it did a pretty good job, and I don't even need all these track points over here. So I'm just going to open this up, go to the last frame, and delete everything after here. And you can see that. And then I'm just going to right click on the left hand side down here and create a new null object, and then go to edit target and select null object, and then click apply X and Y, and then go drag this pick whip from the freeze frame layer to the null. And what that's going to do is it's going to have the text motion tracked on. So now if you go to your composition layer here and have the text go, you can see that it's already kind of just hovering over where it needs, and that's all you really need. What I'm going to do is just go and position it properly on the first frame, and then I'm just going to go to transform, keyframe everything, and then just go to the last frame and kind of just position it properly and scale it or whatever, however I need. And then also just go into the masks and just feathering it a bit. So there we are. It shakes a little bit, but for the effect it's perfectly fine. Like I said, you can roto brush, but it just seemed like a hard thing to roto brush, so that's how you can do. And you can imagine like all the cool effects you can do by motion tracking stuff like on like this. Like you can motion track someone else's like face or like just stuff like that. But for this effect, what we're gonna have it do is we're gonna have the text peel off. So going to the top layer and dragging on something like optics compensation, primary effect they did, and then you can choose wherever you want really as the view center point. Make sure you click reverse lens distortion, and if you start dragging, you can kind of see it's peeling off. I think we have the mask a little too high feathered. We do. Let's do something like 3 instead of 30. I don't know why I was at 30. But now you can see when you peel it off, it kind of has that same effect. And what you can do is just, I have it keyframed where it starts to look like it's peeling off. Right around 90 is it for me. And then I'm going to go to the last frame right here and just drag it like crazy. Then I'm also going to go back to the first frame and keyframe the view center point, and then go to the frame where we were just at, and then keyframe the view center point somewhere different. And what that's going to do is just give it a little bit more movement in the effect. I'm going to change the center point actually because it was just a little weird. So maybe something like that looks a little bit better. We can see now. I'm just going to go ahead and go to optics compensation and ease those keyframes to make it look a little bit better. And as you can see, that's pretty similar to what they had, just something like that. Some things you can do to make the effect a little bit cooler, add some glow. I think I'm gonna add this universe chromatic glow. I've been liking that recently, and it kind of goes along with the aesthetic of the video, just having that like glow elements. So I'm just gonna do something like that, and then you can see it has a little bit of that distortion. Just gonna turn down the intensity a bit. Then we can go ahead and add some like sapphire glow, because that's kind of what they did in the video. Actually, I want to show you the tutorial, not what I would do. And then you can keyframe the brightness or something so it gets a little brighter when it starts peeling off and it's going by you. And then just opening up the keyframes down here, sapphire glow, dragging it to the last frame, and then easing that. You can see something like that. And then I also forgot, you can turn on the motion blur layer and the motion blur, and then it's just gonna make it look like it's kind of on the shirt a little bit more. You can turn it on both layers. I'm not exactly sure which layer it actually takes the effect from, but you can do something like that. And if you're not seeing any motion blur, you can go to composition settings, advanced, and you can change the shutter angle and phase. If you drag these up higher, it's gonna have more of a motion blur, like you can see here. And then I'm just changing a few keyframes on the optic compensation, so it starts off closer to the peel off part. And I'm not a super big fan of how it just like slowly comes off. So what I'm gonna do is actually gonna keyframe it to be 0 here, and then the next frame start already kind of being crazy, like something like that, and then it'll like rip off, and then it'll slowly move. And then since I did that, it's all about tweaking. So just going to the view center point and maybe starting over here. And I just don't think I like how long the effect's lasting. So maybe just do like 5 to like 10 frames. I think I'm gonna do something like 7. I'm just gonna drag all the keyframes from every effect to the 7th frame here. So it just basically makes the effect a little faster. And once you do that, just shorten the clip. I'm also going to turn down the intensity of the optics compensation towards the end, just so it's not as crazy, and something like that. And just like that, you have a pretty similar effect. Obviously, it's not the exact same. I'm just showing you the tools to do so. Like I said, you don't have to use the motion tracking and freeze frame how I did. I just thought it would be the easier way to do it from this effect. You could use like rotoscoping or whatever if it's like an easier thing to see. But since it's like covered by jewelry and like it's like bad lighting or whatever, I just thought a freeze frame would be easier. You can add any kind of effect onto the text layer to give it a different look. You could try out different kind of warps and stuff. You don't have to use just optic compensation. You could do like turbulence displace, a bunch of other effects, glows, grain, flicker, all that type of stuff. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the video. If you made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the video. Peace.